Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Mother's Day comes early as we talk about Sugar Mama on Tubi, which I thought was going to be some type of Pretty Woman situation. Then it turned out to be a Mother's Day movie. It was wild. Anyway, definitely should watch this movie, and you definitely should watch this review. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end. You got to watch this movie till the end. You don't know where it's going. You don't know where it's going. But then it gets there, and you go, all right, I can see that. But anyway, sit back, enjoy the intro, and then we'll start the show. All right, let's do that.
Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Alrighty, we've gathered together today to discuss Sugar Mama, which was a recommendation by a subscriber / commenter. So we appreciate that. And I said, well, why not? What's Sugar Mama about? I was like, oh, Pretty Woman, but flipped around, and then not. Absolutely, actually. But Kim, you are our mother of two sons, if I remember correctly. What did you think of Veronica's commitment to her little baby? You are muted for some reason.
Totally obsessive. Unhealthy. I mean, it's okay to love your sons, be proud of them, but she's obsessed with her son. And I swear, I did not see the twist. Oh my gosh, stop it. I did not see the twist coming at the end. That was a pretty good twist. I like that.
Correction, I didn't like the ending. the villain won. The villain won.
Yeah, I mean, it's to each its own. I was surprised by the ending. I completely thought this was about a woman who was going to be obsessed with, the guy she's, the prostitute. So that's not what it was, though.
So to your Kim, I texted them and I was like, okay, this is Babyface and Miss Tandy. If you are a kind of All the Queen's Men fan, I was like, oh, they're gonna go down that route, right? He's gonna manipulate her. This is gonna be like thin line between love and hate, and then Veronica's gonna lose her shit. And like, oh, I know how this is gonna go. And it's no, absolutely not. I was like, oh, I was like, what? Where are we doing? What are we doing? And then in the end, we were like, oh, yeah, this totally different story. Totally different story. Stacey, what are your thoughts? What did you thought it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be the standard romantic relationship that gets a little too clingy. And at first I was like, well, maybe like Mike and the girlfriend would try to hustle her and maybe have to end up killing her. Then I was like, no, she's going to be the obsessive one. She's going to like do like the misery thing or something, which it was kind of going that direction, but for a completely different purpose. And I was like, I like that. I like that they didn't take the typical, I'm obsessed with this young man, I just want his heart. And I was like, oh. For some reason, Tubi has this thing about having like medical labs in the basement, like fully functional. Like I've seen this in a couple Tubi movies, and I'm like, is this a thing? But yeah, I liked it. And even at the end, I thought maybe Mike would fight his way out of the situation, but he didn't. And I was like, 2 points for you. My only gripe was the guy that actually played Jason looked nothing like Mike. So they either should have used Mike and be like, oh, this is my son, Jason. I told you he looked just like him, and just use the same actor, or at least get an actor that looked more like Mike, because that kid was like, nah.
Nothing.
Yeah. So that was like my only like, and he's like a 10-year-old in a 20-year-old's body, I'm guessing. Like, I don't know how comas work, but like, a decade or more in a coma, and you just come out looking like
a grown-ass man with a nice shaved beard.
Right.
He looked like he worked out too, like he had muscle. Like, I was like, what in the world?
Like, I was just like,
what?
He can speak well, and like I was just like,
hey,
not sure how comas work, but okay.
You know what he was missing?
An arm sling.
Arm sling. I swear to God. I swear to God.
He did have crutches, so I was kind of glad like they did do something. But yeah,
I felt the arm sling coming. I was like, oh damn it. I don't know why the arm sling. I was like,
wait, what kind of car accident like damages your heart to the point you need a heart transplant, but everything else is good?
I don't even get that.
No brain injuries, no, just the heart. Oh, he just needs a heart.
I don't know. I feel like they should have worked with that a little bit more. I feel like they should, Veronica should have been like, you have such a beautiful heart, or I love your, like something like, I just want to have your heart. And you think like from a love perspective, and it's like, no, I need it for my son. Like something like that should have been in there.
When they were like focusing on his blood type, and I was like, they up to like.
What? No, I had a question about that part, Stacy. So if he wouldn't have cut his finger, how were they going to get his blood?
But he had that app, remember? Because he said he had the allergies and he plugs in.
Yeah, oh, that's true. That's true. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where.
Yeah.
But even to Kim's point, though, it seems like they needed the blood to confirm. So how are they going to get the blood if he didn't randomly cut himself at breakfast? Like,
right.
It was a huge coincidence.
When he was sleeping or something.
That would have made more sense. That would have made far more sense. Like, but it's like they didn't. All right, Jemima, come on, bro. You got a mama. You know what I'm saying? What do you think? I'm super good.
So when I first started watching this, I thought, now I'm saying this from the heart, right?
Uh-oh.
You can't, like, you gotta stop just watching random stuff that you see on the homepage of Tubi. Like, you just can't watch just any and everything. But as it went on, it got better. Not to say that it made a lot more sense as it went on, but it did get better story-wise. Yeah. It went in many different directions. I can't compare this to any other movie because it's not like anything else I've ever seen. Yeah. Like the director, he must have been into ASMR really like a lot because like all the sound effects came through and everything like that. He was chopping the hell out of that apple, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I was like, are you turning it into applesauce or something? Like, how many times do you cut one apple?
Well, I think they were trying to show us that he was upset with the doctor, being with her.
Yeah, but I'm like, there's only so many times you can cut an apple. And he was hacking at it for a long time. And then when he cut it and Dr. Greg or whatever his name is like, I'll clean it up. And he was looking at, I thought this was about to turn into From like some Fatima stuff because he was looking at it and was like almost salivating at it. I was like,
yeah, I thought it was going to be a vampire thing going on. I'm not even going to lie. I thought it was a vampire thing. When he was looking at the blood, he looked like he was lusting after the blood. I was like, what?
I hear you. I was definitely perplexed about his like, oh yeah, you cut yourself. I was like, oh shit. I was like, where we going? Are these day walkers? Is that a thing? Are they Blade some siblings or some shit?
Yeah.
I was like, with the murders. I'm like, she can't be doing this by herself. Like, what is happening? She just snatching people up and killing them.
What didn't make any sense to me was we didn't need that previous lady.
Beverly.
That complicated the story unnecessarily. We didn't need her at all. Like the Gia could have just found whatever on the internet, and that could have been that. Like,
wait, are you talking about Beverly, the old woman that got killed, or are you talking about the sister?
the sister.
Okay. I thought you were talking about Beverly. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm like, what
did that
like?
serve?
What happened to that guy? Like, did she find like? Did he give an organ? Like, and in the heart was the final organ that completed the Frankenstein monster, or what happened with that other story?
What other story?
The other woman who told Gia, yeah, she's done this before.
No, that was the bad casting to casting. That was supposed to be the brown, the dark skinned sister of the light skinned woman that Veronica's husband was cheating with, his publicist. That was her sister. So she was saying that my sister was having an affair with her husband, and she killed both of them 10 years ago. That was the point. And then that's what that was.
Okay.
And I'm like, I was like, who the fuck is this random? I mean, I was like, but that sister, I was like, that's not a thing.
Follow her online, right? And this is how I have all this information. I was like, so you're a stalker?
Yeah, because she said I watched the video of her doing a speech. You were tagged on the video like everyone else in the class, and I picked you because somehow I know you have a man who's also now associated with her. I was like, how did you get here? I was like, and then why is her body also in the ER room? Like, what is that accomplishing?
I'm like, all right, so you have like this whole sanitary thing where you have like the whole plastic see-through paper coming down, like if you go into a meat market or something. But yet, right outside of that, you have dead bodies in bags just decomposing.
And then Andrew, who, I mean, I don't know why he had to be gay, but he was definitely gay. I think he was like, really, anyway. But my point is, she sent him to beat up Mike and to beat up Gia. No one confessed to killing the young lady, the sister, or killing Beverly. This is never addressed or brought up in any way because there's no law enforcement in any of this shit. And I was like, where are the cops investigating the dead ass old woman in the bathtub? They'll be like, there's some kind of connection, right? Like, and then. Anyway, hold up.
Well, I like the ending, but she wins in the end, so there is not going to be any sort of investigation for somebody to come to the cops and say, "I'm putting it all together."
No. You have the cop, but he or she never solves the mystery, right? Like, what happened? What happened to Mike? I guess he ran away when Gia died. I don't know. Like, that makes it even better because she beat the cops twice because somebody should.
We've seen this in. When we did all these other movies like a week or two ago, people just walk in the hospital and
murder people and leave.
Yeah, I'm like, it's just your bells and alarms are going off on all the equipment, and then people just come in after the person walks out.
Well, hold up. So real quick, I like the ending, but I didn't love it. I appreciate a non-typical spin to a Tubi original. This was original all the way around, though. Like I don't want. Again, it was very hard for me to find a movie even close to this, and I put Misery behind me, as Stacey was also discussing, because the idea of her trapping someone that she cared about and she's obsessed with in her mind is like love, and I thought she was going to strap him to the bed as Kathy Bates said. I thought it was going to get to that level, like she's going to be like, I don't want you to leave me. So I thought, you are my son replacement. That's what I thought. So then I'm gonna break your leg so you can't leave me, da 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 da. And then like the girlfriend comes and saves him in the end, and then when she's dead, I was like, again, if there's some kind of law enforcement in this thing, well, then they would come to save Mike in the end. But I'm like, Mike is fucked. Like when they put the mask on him, I'm like, oh, you ain't walking away from this, buddy. And then bam.
I always thought Mike was dumb. He went up to the doc, he escaped and went up to the doc. Oh, excuse me, she crazy. You gotta save me. No, he basically lives with her. Like, you would think he knows something. So
that's her boyfriend. I mean, come on. Well, I mean, best friend, boyfriend, whatever. They are having sex. So yeah, I probably wouldn't have ran it.
We don't know necessarily that they're having sex because now we know why he's there.
No. When she was in the lingerie, well, she was in a chemise, right, with the little bathrobe. It was green, and she had that on, which you wear when it's time for have fun time. And she was saying goodbye to him, and he was like fixing his clothes. Yeah, of course they were smashing. What are y'all talking about?
And he was fine too.
Yeah, wasn't he? He good. He looked good.
So again, to both of your, if this was the case, I agree with Jamani that it wasn't that clear. I will say
it didn't have to be because it wasn't integral to the story.
What I'm saying though, to answer the question why you would think a somewhat sane, credible doctor would commit himself.
He wasn't that sane either. Like,
but
they're both little people.
But why? There's no explanation for like when he's been helping her keep her son alive for 10 years. Where was he when the affair was happening? Is he the one to help cover up the crime itself? Like, it was never explained how he got this involved into the.
How would they keep him alive? How would they get him out of the crash scene and keep him alive for a decade? He hasn't been a part of it.
And I'm saying
that's been a part of it, but he says, "I'm a doctor. She helped me, with a pharmaceutical company or something like that, put it online or whatever." How do you just all of a sudden, I'm an open heart surgeon now? Like, this
is a whole surgery by himself
in a basement.
Like, wait, well, so again, he's to your point, she invested into his online pharmacy business. So if you're balling out like you acting like you are with that kind of statement, why are you still working at the hospital anyway? And he should be the one killing Gia.
A labor of love. He probably like.
Well, I'm saying what he should own the hospital because he's somehow Mike's doctor and Gia's doctor, which I would have been like, this is kind of odd. And then, but to your point though, I thought he would have been the one to kill Gia. That would make far more sense. Again, unless he owned the hospital, and so then Veronica feels free to come in and out and murder people at will. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, she just walks out after killing. Where she is, and then Mike was stupid when he's laying there in children's clothes, and he don't say anything wrong with this. When he's wearing like the onesie or some shit, and I'm like, I was like, what?
That was the funniest part of the movie. Him wearing those like
pajamas, those childlike pajamas,
and he didn't get it. I'm like, do you not see the carousel over the bed and everything?
Like, well, how are you? But then again, the problem with this is her son died as a child. Let's say he was 10. Let's say he was 10, right? This is now a 20-year-old man that she's trying to model her 10-year-old child into, and I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. And then again, where you get these grown ass kid clothes? And he has again no problem sleeping in them. He's like, "Hello, Veronica. Okay, again, you are a gigolo, bruh. Like, he was dicking down old women for money, right? So you would think if a woman comes to him and says, I'm gonna give you 10 grand to be your mother. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to clothe you. You walk me around every once in a while. That's it. Just tell him. You're making this far more creepy and complicated than necessary. Because I'm like, oh, I don't have to have sex with you. I'm like, well, there you go. I was like, this is easy. You could I can give you a discount.
I'm like, I thought at the beginning of the movie when you have the girlfriend and she's in on it, I was like, okay, this is creative because now it's like they're a team going in on this, but that meant nothing really to it. I thought when she was getting jealous about, do you have a girlfriend? And he lied and said, I don't. And then he had Beverly or whatever was his old, and then she dies. I thought none of that meant anything. And you're supposed to believe that, the bow tie assistant is doing all of this violence or killing stuff off camera. But I don't understand how you're supposed, how she knows that he's going to win the fight. Like, if they have a fight, how do you know Mike wouldn't have won?
Well, again, I don't think she
doesn't.
She doesn't. But it's still, again, unless we have a history of that Andrew. Anyway, when the doctor looked at the blood, I paused the movie and double checked the genre. I was convinced it was turned into a horror movie. I want to give you though to Jamani's point about the ASMR stuff. This is, I think Stacey and I watched something else where the soundtrack did most of the work. The soundtrack made everything look sinister. Like, hello, would you like some breakfast? Duh, 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 duh. Hey, you're watching me sleep. Duh, 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 duh. Like, I'm like, oh shit, like everything looked more suspicious just because of the soundtrack. And it was like nothing really happening. I'm like, why does everything have this mysterious music? Like every fucking thing. She walks into her own kitchen. Duh, 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 duh. I was like, what is happening? Like, what's supposed to be happening? Like,
you know, this is Tubi, right? You know, this is Tubi. You know, this is Tubi, right?
No, what I'm saying, we watched something in all black or something, and it was the constant.
Wasn't it no? I thought it was Little Mama's movie that was on BET that they did that. That the soundtrack was like sinister, but the movie was not. I think it was like they were robbing people or something crazy like that. I know it was last year. Last year.
But I know we commented on the soundtrack because everything had that, and it's like it makes you, again, you're supposed to be hyped up because something's supposed to happen, but nothing's happening. And I'm like, stop it. Because now I'm on the edge of my seat for no damn reason. So I'm like, well, fuck it. Like, let's wait for something real to happen. It was so far-fetched for her to buy a Sugar Mama app to find a blood match. Just say her vegetarian son. So
vegetative.
Excuse me.
So going towards his diet. So your heart contains your allergies because they transfer his heart. Now he has a dairy allergy.
No, that was the stupidest shit in that movie. That takes the cake of stupidest shit. That she forgot 3 times with Mikey, like, because she was steadily trying to get. I thought it was going to be dairy in the food. That's what I thought. When it turned out to be like it knocked him out, I thought she was going to be like, I have to kill you now because you won't accept being my son. And somehow she was like, oh, I put milk in it. And then I thought he was going to, like, that's how she was going to kill him to get his heart. That's what I thought. And then that didn't work out. Didn't see it yet. Sounds like no. This is why I would say this is far better. Tyler Perry could not have written something this good because the dialogue was far better than anything Tyler Perry would write. First,
yes,
the twist and everything came together in the end. The blood came to the end. The app came together in the end. When she said, you lost your mother and I lost my son, we need each other. All these little things that you heard, like you saw in the movie, came together. And I was like, oh, and then in the end, the villain won. Like, I was like, I did not, none of that, especially that part. I was like, oh, she's definitely gonna get caught. So I can't, it's Tubi, yes. But I would not give Tyler Perry credit for something this well put together. For that. Sorry about that. He was an escort for older women, so whatever the women's fancy was, he would do even. Right. So just say, I want you to, when she almost slaps the shit out of him, and she's like, don't you ever try to kiss me.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what? But then I texted Jamani when she was like, let me take you shopping tomorrow. I was like, oh, she wants to work for the dick. That's what this is. Like, she don't want to hand it to her. And it's like, no, she's looking for a son to dress up, and like, just tell him. And he would have been okay. But to your point, the girlfriend was getting on my fucking nerves because apparently the only jobs that are available to these college students is tutoring and escorting. I'm like, there's gotta be a Uber ride in there somewhere. There's gotta, like, I'm like, you didn't give me something, bro. Like, I cannot believe
there's Uber, there's Walmart,
they did not have a car. They didn't have.
Get out of here! That tutoring, escorting, and then like, okay, what about OnlyFans?
Did you see the house they were living in? That ain't cheap.
It's even more reason why they don't make good financial decisions. Like, move yourself into a small apartment, and use, again, if you're okay with sex for money, as Stacey's pointed out many times, that's what OnlyFans are for, bro. Like, you be like, OnlyFans, David. I'm like, they could have had sex together. And we still can make money that way.
Yeah,
it's 2020 something. Don't tell me that pimping out your boyfriend is the only. And then she's jealous as immediate. Oh, you were out last night, bitch.
Yeah, I was like, she doesn't care that he has sex with her. But you stayed out all night. I was like, what?
What? She was like, go get it, baby. Go get it. I can't believe you out. Bitch, I was working. But let's back this up. If I'm on the job, why is my phone next to me on so you can see Gia calling?
Right.
Like, what kind of escort are you? Like, no, bro, like I'm at work, bitch. Like, put the phone away. Like, that doesn't, none of this makes sense, right? It was just so she could be like,
absolutely.
who's on your phone? My name. Also, if you got an app, that's your fuck app. Communications are supposed to go through the app. Money is supposed to go through the app. You're not supposed to have your private number for your clients, and she's already in your phone. Like the next day.
Actually, I would think you'd have two phones. You have a business phone, and then you have your personal phone. And the business phone should probably be all of them should be put away. But I'm just saying, the personal one should be turned off. Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. And she still never met the owners or creators of Fuck App. Like, that should have been the first meeting. Like, they'll be like, oh, who runs it? How much money does it make? She
did meet the sugar finder people.
Yeah, she did. The white guy.
Oh, of course. My fault. Yeah. I was like, come on now. It's a black movie, but even black people can't imagine a black person earning an app like that. I was like, let's just be understanding. How did Veronica find her dead husband? So I was thinking that she set it up, right? So she like followed them or something and saw the crash, but somehow she didn't know that her son was in there, but then back it up. Husband is taking the son on a date with his mistress. Like, what?
It was hold up, wait, I can't leave you home alone. So come with me, Kevin McAllister.
Like this.
Well, there are some dads that do that because I'm just
that saying. Just no. Like you.
But the kids are typically smaller, so they don't recognize what's happening. Not like a 10-year-old, but yeah, there are dads that do that. Yeah,
and mamas, depending on the situation. But
the funniest part to me was the break going out
to remember or say anything. Not when they can walk themselves into the vehicle and get themselves into the car seat. Like, you're going to. What do you think was going to come home? How do you think that night was going to end? Hey, son, where you been all night? Or daddy was out with the publicist. They were working real hard for about 45 minutes or whatever, and then they came back to the truck, and then we came back home. I heard a lot of noise and stuff. I don't know. Anyway, Mom, how was your day?
They were wrestling.
They were wrestling.
They were wrestling, Jamani.
I think Daddy won because she kept on screaming he was the best. I don't know what that means, Mama, but you let me know. When she was writing like postcards to herself, like that's a whole different level. Like, I love the reveal. I love the reveal at the end.
What about the part that I thought was unnecessary was when she was reading the bedtime story to nothing. What was that for?
Why did she go down to the ICU and just read to him?
Exactly.
Because we're not supposed to know that the son is in the basement. So, but you're right.
It still was an unnecessary scene. That they probably could have put something else in there.
It was.
You know,
it was because I truly thought he was dead and gone. And again, Mike is.
Yeah, I thought he was dead too. Yeah,
he's the replacement. So I'm trying to groom you. I'm trying to change you. Not I need your heart eventually. I thought it was going to be a brain transplant. I thought they were going to take her dead son's brain and put it into Mike.
That movie where they swapped the consciousness. She swapped her son's.
Yes.
Oh, what was that movie? That wasn't that with
Box or something.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Oh. Felicia Rashad was in it.
Yes.
Mom. Yeah.
She put her dead son's consciousness into someone else, and then they were fighting for control, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Oh, but again, I thought this way Mike could be used again at the end. To your point, like it was going to be Mike, and then but somehow her son's brain was going to be in there, and then I thought, and it's like, no, I just need the heart, and I was like, what? I think
so the therapist, right?
She would have wondered why he was at the house alone. Yeah, but again, you'll also be wondering, where's Daddy? Oh, he left with the publicist. How long was that? 45 minutes to an hour? I don't know. The condoms are gone though. Like none of this was going to work out for Daddy. None of this was going to work out for Daddy. So why was the publicist there at all? And then again, where was Greg the best friend? Like in all of this, like in the beginning stages. Then that would explain why he's still committed and committing crimes on top of that.
I think they should have went further into Greg, which is the doctor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they should have went further into why they were best friends. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, give us a little bit of background on the actual relationship between them so that we understand, was this the husband's best friend and he was there to comfort her and then they started sleeping, you know what I mean? Sleeping together or something like that.
I got it. He was her gynecologist. She couldn't get pregnant because her husband was infertile. So he used his sperm to implant her. And she had their baby.
That's it. That's it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I like that. I like that. And then Daddy never really liked that son too much because he always realized that he didn't favor, and he had a little suspicion. He's like, whatever. It was like, that's why he's so cute. That's my son. That's our seed right there. Like that makes sense. That makes sense. Like that. I like that.
Yeah, I like that
Black Box. Thank you, Marcus. That was the name of the movie.
So with the psychiatrist, I know, Jamani, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say real quick. The psychiatrist was just as crazy as Veronica.
Veronica? Why?
Yes, because she was not giving her good advice at all. It's like, can you not tell this woman is obsessed with her son and she's not over the fact that he's dead? Like,
she didn't know he was dead, did she?
Yeah. That's not.
She didn't know he was dead.
Well, she didn't know he was dead, but still, the way that Veronica was lying about him being on a trip and he's doing a letter thing or whatever, that was clearly a lie. It just, I don't know. The psychiatrist, I didn't think she was doing her job very well.
I was like, how rich is this lady that she has a doctor that's, before the reveal, she has a doctor that's at the house all the time, and then she has a therapist that comes over to just do a house visit just to check in. And Mike is in the basement trying to make noise. I'm like, this seems all kind of weird and inappropriate for a therapist to just be doing a pop.
To your point, Jamani, I thought again that's the classic movie, horror movie scene where she has to kill her, right? Like she, she finds Mike down there and she's like, damn it, like you found out too much. And then Greg, that's when maybe you find out that's how you find out Greg is actually helping her out because Mike watches Greg and her get rid of the therapist's body. That's why I thought. Because that was unnecessary. If in the end she was going to be completely oblivious of what's going on, and now she's like, "Oh, hello, how's your son doing?" And again, 2020 something, and I don't get any pictures of your son. He went from 10 to 20. Like there's nothing in the middle.
You can use AI to make some pictures and stuff.
So maybe I would have took it. What's up?
Well, typically when you go to a therapist, you don't show a whole photo album, no.
Well, I'm saying if you come.
But then why? Okay, he's walking into the psychiatrist's office like damn near crippled, and this is the son that you said was traveling all over the world.
It was a skiing accident in Aspen.
Well, okay, so to clarify, that was her that was her house. So as Giovanni pointed out, so she came to the house for some reason. And so the son just came around the corner. So but again, he's crutches like he has some medical issues. So what? And then they're about to go on another trip. So then I thought it was Aruba, right? They're about to go to Aruba, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna cut Mike's head off or some piece of him and take it with her. Like I thought, I didn't know like that the son was still down. That's before I realized the son was downstairs, and viable to an extent. So I was like, I thought it was gonna get wild. The escort guy is going to be in the new black soap opera Beyond the Gates. I did not know that. Also, fun fact, the guy who worked the bar, the party was from Ruthless. And he may or may not have a penis. As Stacey and I were discussing.
It was like what?
I can't remember. It was either him or the gay dude. I can't remember. I can't remember.
What was his deal? What was the assistant's deal? Because I'm like, if he wasn't being prepped to, because he thought he was being replaced by Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what was what was his deal? Because it was like almost like he was, like the surrogate son or something. There was something going on for him to be getting so jealous.
You are
he
correct.
Really needed the job.
Yeah, it wasn't very clear. And he's only been with her for 5 years, right? But he was giving Mike the inside scoop like he was there 10 years ago, because he's like, something happened and the sun just disappeared and you're just making this shit up because you weren't even there. So I don't know how you know all this stuff. And then they're showing us what actually happened. And I'm like, that's anyway. I like that, because that's why I said should have happened in Adopted. Like they showed us old boy murdering his family too soon, and it kind of took away from the big reveal that could have been later. So I like that they did that, but the fact that the assistant is telling speculation is what he's doing, but then they're showing us the real action that don't really go together, like how he knew all this shit. So, but it was killing me. What happened? Why didn't they show the body? When they did the flashback at the beginning of the movie, you only see the watch. Like when they were putting, I guess, her husband in the bag, right? Like it was I was like, are they trying to say the husband? Like it's not really the husband. Like it was actually the son that got killed. Like it was like a misdirect. I wonder why they made an effort of not showing us who was in the bag.
And I'm like, I didn't realize it until the end. I was like, oh, she was at the scene when it happened, because there was an accident or whatever have you, but now like you're like, all right, so she was at the scene. That's why she was in the ambulance or whatever.
That's right, with the blanket.
But what did she do? What did she do? Why was she in the scene? Why was she even there?
You're right.
I mean, it didn't make any sense. They didn't give us this backstory on why she was there and what actually happened to cause the crash.
Like, no. She messed with the brakes. That was the funny part, was when he's trying to press the brakes, and I'm like, how do you get all the way out onto the highway unless you live next to the off ramp or something that you just now realize, hey, the brakes don't work.
It takes a while to get in. That happened to me once.
Somebody cut your brakes?
There was a leak. That's all I was saying.
Dang, Stacy. I know it got real like that. But so
I made it home on a prayer.
What? You putting them on?
I made it home on a prayer. That's all I was saying.
Dang. I was like, she got more to this story, y'all. That's for Iron Panther Plus. Anyway.
Okay.
So to your point, Jamani, it doesn't make sense, because it starts off with her with the blanket on, and I'm like, I hate when they do that. Like she was involved in the accident, and they were trying, like she was a survivor, right? But then you find out that she actually showed up later, and she stuck around. Like the dead mistress is on the ground. She smothered her to death, and then she just wait. And then she snuck her son's body away. Then she came back and was like, let me stay here and act like I was a part of this accident. And there was no police investigation whatsoever. Like none of this makes sense. A cop should have been on her from then, and he or she just couldn't prove it. And then Beverly goes missing, and somehow it's the same cop that investigates that. And then, but again, he or she can never prove it. So I still like the idea that Veronica got away with it, but it made no sense.
But shouldn't there be blood in the backseat from the son? Like something?
Yes.
What happened to that little toy car he was playing with all in the back?
In the back seat, she took it. She took it, and she took it with his body. Greg should have been there, as we talked about. Greg should have been there to help with the son, get him down the thing. Oh, he can't be saved. We can do something with him, and we see all that.
If he was a coroner.
No. So it's like he ain't really dead, but
just disappeared. There's no death certificate, nothing. He's just gone.
But then she wipes him from the internet, though. So that also doesn't make any sense.
How many 10-year-olds have an internet presence?
And no family or friends ever mention his name again. But also he's traveling. So he's actually not disappeared, because he's out there traveling the world, not leaving any pictures, social media, nothing.
Wait, so how were those postcards coming? Like, you could be writing the postcards, but to get it mailed back, who was who is she sending it to get it mailed back to her?
Exactly.
It did it. All it had was her name and address. She could have just wrote those and stuck them in the book. I mean, nothing said mailed
from wherever it was mailed from. Do they not do that anymore?
Yes, they do. They do.
I just understand. So we can go back and confirm. You can go, but in theory, she could have just bought the cards and just stuck them in.
Yeah, but there's still a post office or stamp on it. When
there was a stamp.
Well, there's supposed to be. If somebody sends you a postcard, it's gonna have like a little stamp from.
It does. It's gonna have a stamp.
If it was mailed, I submit there was no stamp because they were never mailed in the first place. I'm like, and she never filled them out. If she's that kind of crazy that she's writing herself postcards and shit, but she don't write herself a message. If she would have read one of the messages, like there was actual words there, then we would know how fucked up she was. And she was like, he said, "Oh, my son loves me. He said he misses me very much." And Mike is like, "Ain't no words on this paper, bitch." Like, "Oh shit, you crazy." But how bad did he need that money that he was like, "Look here, Gia, I don't care how many times I'm seeing her out." I knew it. As soon as they started fucking in front of that window, I'm like, Veronica's right outside.
Yep, I knew it too.
She's like, "Hey,
yeah."
I just showed up. Like I wake up.
I thought that was great because you think she's everywhere.
She is.
But then you realize it's like Scream. There's two of them, and well, three of them actually, because you have her, the doctor, and the assistant doing stuff.
Hold up. Only the assistant was actually beating up people. We have to. No one took credit or even acknowledged Beverly's murder, or the black woman's murder. They're just dead. And we have to assume it was Andrew, but it probably could have been a doctor. And to your point, they should have confirmed that he actually killed both of those people because Andrew couldn't be everywhere. So that was not; those two deaths weren't really confirmed. But him being scared of her reminded me of Adopted. I'm like, you easily could take this old woman. Like, it ain't that hard. But he's like, I gotta get away. Where is she? I'm like, this hit. I love when he knocked her out though. That shit was absolutely. He was like, "Mommy, would you feed me?" And she was like, "Yes, baby." I'll pop. Like he knocked the shit out of her. And then he should just.
No, I was like, why did you not? You were handcuffed. You get the key. Why do you not put her in the handcuffs so she's handcuffed to the bed, but you leave her free so that you can wander around this house? Like, and he was scared to like break a window,
right?
Or to like, you're trapped. You like, he was like, "No, we're just renting this house just to film here. You can't break anything."
So to your point, again, it's so the movie could happen. But I mean, at least she was grown, and therefore she's not running from a child or a doll. And again, Chucky was very popular, and that made no fucking sense. But people are like, "Oh my God, it's 3 feet, and it's gonna kill me." Just kick the little thing. Just kick it. They're like, "You'll be fine." It's like, so I don't anyway.
And I will say this: people complain about like horror movies, scary movies when people run upstairs and away from. Nobody runs into the basement. Like,
also true. No. Also true. This was dumb as fuck. And he was like, "Hey, I'm scared for my life from this old ass woman. But anywho, let's go see what's in the basement though. I'm sure I can get out through there." I was like, "Oh shit, it's my brother or something." You know what? Let's back this. Let's just do this. Stacy, like you said, she couldn't get pregnant. She's going through fertility treatment. Her and her husband adopt a son. Turned out he's a twin. She found out that she was a twin, so therefore she's been searching for the other twin, and she really don't need him. She just needs his heart so he can be put into this twin, and there, boom. So then, like, we understand why he looks just like him. Why she's like, "That's him, and this happens to be an escort."
As soon as she saw him, she was like,
on it. She was on those drops. That's how I was
like the kid.
I was like, "Oh, she just want that dick." I was like, she's like, I see a strong young man. That's what I thought. And then that would have made sense. But she's like, "No, you remind me just of my son." And I'm like, what?
Now let me tell you the contradiction of this, right? Because it's when they do like the flashbacks and all that stuff, it's supposed to seem as though it's all about his blood type, him coming out and saying the blood type, right? But that doesn't come until way later in the movie.
Yeah, she was obsessed from the get-go.
She meets him, doesn't care about him, right? Sees the Sugar Baby app, right? Sees him on there, right? then contacts him, right? They meet, and then they go to this dinner or whatever, right? And he starts networking, and that's when he says the whole thing about the blood type. So for her to be interested enough to get him to go to this dinner, there was no knowledge about the blood type or anything. So that was just a hookup then at that point.
No. She's going with that. When he walked in, her idea was that his demeanor reminded her of her son, of Jason. Which again doesn't make a lot of sense because he was a kid when he got put into a coma. But she was saying that his presence reminded her, and then the blood type was just a bonus. And then she was like, oh, and then that again, we don't know if her ultimate plan was always to take out his heart. I think that somehow came later. I think if he would have been on board with being her living surrogate son, she could have rode that out for a while. But once she realized that he wasn't going to be on board with that, she's like, I'll just take the heart and put it in my actual son. Because 10 years, there should have been a line of mysterious dead black boys just disappearing and been like, and she's been trying all this time to find a right donor. And then like,
as I said, it shouldn't have been a heart. He should have been the heart. He should have been like the final piece. But she should have been taking pieces from other black males from the past 10 years, some lungs, some liver.
Are we doing a Frankenstein here?
Yeah, he said that. Like, so now we're doing Black Frankenstein. Just Sean, really, just Sean. Let's see. She could have flew to Aruba and got a postcard and mailed it to her. So that would again, I didn't remember seeing the stamp, but yeah, that would have been a thing if they would have explained that. Why did he give out his blood type information? He was trying to prove that his app worked. So it's just he actually just showed the app. And he was like, once you put in your blood type, you can sit. So that's why it was just showing how well his app worked for that. So it did fit the situation.
That in and of itself does not make any scientific sense. That's like saying, hey, I could put in my height and it will tell me exactly how to make health choices. Like I'm going to put in my blood type and it'll tell me exactly what I should be doing.
Well, that is the thing, though. They do have a diet space.
Yeah, they do have a dietary per blood type.
No, not for blood type. It's like they do all that stuff with your DNA. DNA is way different than blood type.
They do it for blood type. I've seen it. It's a blood type is also a thing too, Jamani. I don't know. Anyway, we gotta wrap this up and get to a more sillier review. Why didn't he leave and get in the car and leave? But no, he trusted the doctor. Fine. Again, so the movie could happen. I mean, all these are great logical points, but if logic happened, there would be no movie. You know what I'm saying? So he did that standard stupid shit that you see in horror movies. Was like, excuse me, person who's obviously working with the villain because she has a whole medical basement in her, like she has a hospital in her basement. Oh, what does she know? You're the medical professional. But anyway, could you help me, please? Sure. Boop. Also, I love how these kind of cheap ass movies, just like the choreographing is so bad. Like he went. And he was like, boom! Oh, I hit my head. Let me fall down.
Like, no, the fight between him and Andrew, that there was no touching at all. That was the funniest part of the movie to me. Like
I truly must have fell asleep because I don't remember that. Like I remember Gia getting her ass whooped, and that looked painful. Like they pulled her, they whooped her ass. Like I was like, damn. But I was like, I don't remember him getting beat up. I don't. And I was like, I saw the bruises, and I was like, I must have slept, but it's fine. Let's just keep it moving. I tried to rewind. I was like, it's fine. But no, yeah, Gio, that was hilarious. That was it. So again, the sister of the publicist, bad casting and unnecessary. Beverly was also unnecessary. I'm not an ageist, and my friend Sharice, she always act like I am. I'm not Sharice. I'm just saying though, that woman was old as fuck. Like that Beverly, like I would have. I don't know if there's enough money for me to have sex with her. No, wait a minute. What about the one that was tag teaming the two dudes? That meant nothing. Like, what did that? Why was that there?
Wasn't that weird though? Like, I thought that was just odd. Like nobody. Okay, look, I don't talk like that. It was just weird that all of a sudden you see a woman and she's with these two young guys, and then you just happen to walk over to her and ask her personal business. You don't even know this person. I thought that was like ridiculous. I didn't like that part.
And again, it came back to nothing Like if she was one of the women at the networking party, just like that would have made a little bit more sense. But it's like, hello, how are you? Oh, I'm fine. I'm fucking these two guys. I pay their bills and they dick me down.
But even if she would have, I thought it would have been better if they had Beverly be the one, the older lady. Like she knows her, right?
Yeah,
they know each other because they network, right? They go parties, the same parties. It would have been better if she was like, girl, I'm on this this app and this is what's going on. That would have been better, I feel like, than asking a perfect stranger about her personal sex life.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Especially when she's not, if she was in the market, for a lover or whatever, and then she says, oh, you know what? I got these two guys who could check out these apps. And then the guys didn't even know each other. So we have to assume it's on the same app. And then I told Jemani, I was like, what happened to course correct? Bruh, if you need money and you black, like just sell drugs. Like it works. Like just be like, hey,
wait,
let's
what? No,
like,
please don't.
I would have been like, yes, the dude to
sell dick, not drugs. That should be a slogan. Sell dick, not drugs. Put it on a t-shirt. No, it's not really safer. I mean, I guess it could be, but
it could also be
prison. Maybe state, local, but not federal.
There you go. See,
so
what's up, Jemani? What's up, Jemani?
She's obsessive, right? Veronica.
Controlling.
Right? She's very sentimental, right? She can't let go of her son, right? Her son perished in a car crash, right?
Huh?
Why would she buy a car for the person that she's
replacing her son?
Yeah, like I like out of all the gifts she could have gotten him. Here goes the same instrument of death.
Jemani, I will take that. You are correct. And then to that point, I thought that her son, in fact, died in that accident, and he was with a woman. So that's why she's like, you can't have anyone. It's just you and me. And I'm like, oh, okay. Especially when you find out he's supposed to be a son surrogate, right? So I'm like, oh, so maybe he was trying to run away with his girlfriend and they died in a car accident. I'm like, why are you so obsessed with your son not having anyone? When she laid down with him in the bed, I was like, this is definitely a motherly. She's trying to do the mother thing. I get it, but it was creepy as fuck. And I was like, Kathy Bates. Like this, that's when that shit just became misery to me. And I was like,
when she was sitting in the chair,
right?
And then she was like off, and then she comes out of the shadow, and I was like,
see,
what's she doing? Like,
but it was the music. The music is what made it work, right? Because like she could have been like, right? How many times have you seen the hero watching over, right? And it's fine. It's the music, but that you're like, hi. I was watching you sleep last night. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what's she doing? Why's she doing like that? And I was like, where's her hands? What's she doing? I was like, oh no. Anyway, all right, come on. We gotta. I don't know. I didn't know where the show was. I didn't know where it was going. She had options. All right, come on, Jemani. Let's wrap this up. We gotta get Tyler Perry.
When you just said that, it reminded me of a scene from the movie when he said, was there somebody else in the house last night? And she was like, no. He was like, well, I thought I heard something in the basement. And then, I just realized that actually came back later on. But yeah. It was a pretty good movie, pretty weird movie. It does not need a part 2. I'd recommend it, but just leave your science mind behind because that part won't make any sense. Like, comment, subscribe.
Thanks, Giovanni. We'll see you for Severance. Boop. All right, Stacey, what you got?
I think there should be a part 2. I think the heart should remember its owner and come for revenge or something. I have to think this through, but I'm Sugar Mama part 2.
She always wanted a daughter. And therefore, Greg, he's like, look, it worked once. All we got to do is find the right woman, and then we can make her we can give my new son a sister. And he helps her find the young lady, and it's like trying to train her and mold her, and then eventually they have to do a brain transplant to find somehow some kind of brain work. It has to be brain work. I feel like yes. It has to be a system.
Yeah, it's rather impressive that one doctor can do it, anesthesia, surgery, prepping, everything, like all the stuff that goes into a multi-hour surgery. One person did this. Or maybe Veronica helped or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. Impressive. I'm gonna have to work on my part two theory. But I think this was a pretty decent Tubi movie. Besides all the medical stuff, yeah. Oh, please help us reach 2,500 subscribers by June 2025.
Damn, I worked too hard for this. All right. I see a little bit. All right. Come on, Kim. All
right. Okay, thank you, Chad. We love you so much. Thank you for joining the conversation. We are trying to reach 2,500 subscribers by June 2025. So if you share the video and like the video and hit the notification bells, we'll be able to reach that goal because we'll reach more people and they'll be able to subscribe. Also, we need you to watch the video all the way through, all the way to the end. That's very, very important for you to do that. Again, we love you. Thank you so much for joining the conversation. And we should be back in about 5 minutes with the Oval, which is yay. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Thanks, Kim. I love her excitement for a show she don't watch. But anyway, Stranger Next Door. Yeah, thank you, Marcus, for the email too. I will check it out if it truly is a Black Dexter. We can put it on the list. All for watching. Tubi recommendations are great. You don't have to pay for it, so it's easier for us to look at it. So if there's anything you want us to review on Tubi, put it down there. We will do it for consideration. Please enjoy our exit, and then I will see Stacy and the rest of you for the Oval. All right.
I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
You want to go there?
Oh shit. Stacy, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
Anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.